So it's very hard to find these nowadays, and they're very highly sought after. Take like 2 ferries across the water to get to the south.
So I woke up with a serious kink in my neck. I did sleep for almost, wow, I slept for 11 hours. I guess I really needed it after visiting my friend Penny Ann's ranch farm yesterday with Nick. And yeah, it was an amazing place, amazing environment. And so now back home and needing some serious rest today, I guess. Nick has already got the ribs going in the oven, started that at around 10:30 a.m. And so we should have those by about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I can smell that throughout the house right now. It smells really, really good and delicious. And I've got my Earl Grey tea right here. It's a vanilla lavender Tivana. And just laying here watching YouTube videos. I watched Drew Sims. He's a photographer. Excellent, beautiful, artistic, creative. So many words. I'm just in awe of the beauty of the photography from his channel. And so check that out if you get a chance. He doesn't put out a ton of videos, but the ones that he does is quite stunning. And now just watching Jonathan Yench and taking it easy today. So yeah, not sure if I'm gonna be leaving the house or even leaving this bed very much. So this it just feels this neck crick kink, whatever you want to call it. You guys have probably experienced it. Got a heating pad on it, and Nick brought that to me and was taking care of me this morning. And so I'm a little down for the count, and doubt that I'll be doing very much except getting up to move around a little bit in the house, get some food, go to the bathroom, that kind of a thing. Otherwise, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
That I've noticed that I don't really like. First of all, the actual layout itself, although it does, and I'd rather just have more space to move around than I need space to store stuff.
And Baba had a really, really exciting long day yesterday between going to the dog park at Cherry Creek State Park, off-leash dog park, as well as then we headed to Penny Ann's, and with his short little legs as a corgi, going through about, I would say, 4 to 6 inches of snow, really made him work a lot on that property. And since corgis are considered, it's in their nature to be herding dogs, and he was hanging out with Huey, who is the other herding dog on the property, and they were following each other around. Yeah, he got a lot of exercise out on that property with all that acreage and that snow. So he's going to be resting a lot today too. Huey, the other dog, if you saw my other video, Huey is 10 years old, and Baba, our pup, is 9 years old. So they're about the same age. And yeah, it was good to see them hanging out together and being buddies and palling around out on the property. So I'm really, really excited about the this opportunity to be able to help my friend Penny Ann while she goes to Israel in March, and to be able to stay on that in that tiny home on the property, and yeah, enjoy being out in a different part of Colorado instead of just being in Denver. I've really grown to, it's not just about Denver, but I've really grown to not like being in large cities anymore, and that's what Denver has become. So, um, this opportunity to be out there in a tiny house, as well as on her and her son's land property, um, is just an amazing one. I think it's definitely what I've been looking for. I'm going to learn a lot about um, just farm ranch life. She's going to get me a list of things to help out with some light chores while she's out of town, as well as her daughter-in-law is out of town. So we'll see, but I know it's going to be amazing experience to be on that property and learn so much about just the farm ranch life. It's going to be a challenge, but it's something that I'm looking forward to because it's something that I'm hoping or, can see being in our future as well. And so I feel like this is going to be a very educational experience, one that I've been looking forward to, and very blessed to have. And wow, God is good. That's all I got to say. God, universe, whatever you want to call it, is good. So I say yes to that. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Is there mold on the exterior? But when you open up the actual cabinet and look at the bottom of the cabinet, there's different spots that indicate that there's a lot of moisture getting trapped in here one way or another.
Yeah, so what I envision coming up for the next several months of this year is that I'll be bouncing back and forth between my home base here in Denver and the property at Penny Ann's. I don't know how much, after this house sitting I'll be out there, but I do feel like I'm going to be out there definitely throughout the year, and then also uh, car camping and doing some extended trips out to Southwest Colorado as well as Utah. Those two areas are absolutely hands down some of my favorite areas to be, and of course Arizona. But I'm not sure I'm going to be in Arizona at all, and possibly Nevada. So as the weather gets warmer, obviously being in higher elevation is really important to stay cool. And yeah, so I'll be kind of bouncing in all kinds of places. I don't see myself staying just here in the home base. I had also spoken to my brother about the possibility of going to Asia, Southeast Asia, particularly Thailand and Vietnam, um, possibly in June, just because there's a time frame of him being out in Asia anyway. So we had discussed meeting up out there, but I'm not really quite sure with all the things right now that are going on with the pandemic again, and China having their lockdown, and then most recently Thailand has put back into effect here in the last week or two. according to my friend Kevin, um, they are requiring the passports, the shot passports. So um, we're gonna have to get closer to that time frame and find out what's going on with all of that, and what their requirements will be, as well as just the whole trip in general and the feasibility around the financial cost of that trip and how I want to do that trip, because I would really like to be out there um, for a minimum of a month, because I also would like to visit Vietnam, where I was born. And so there's a lot of things around that trip that are kind of up in the air, but I'm just free flowing it. That's just kind of how I operate best, letting things, the chips kind of naturally fall and let the guidance, the intuition guide me. And that's just how it's always been. When I do too much planning with exact dates and all that, which is necessary, especially when you're going on trips and flights and stuff, and if you've got a scheduled flight, you got it, it's that's necessary. And then also having a family, to a degree, that's necessary as well. um but right now, uh yeah, just going with the flow of how that's all coming together, but kind of having an idea of what's coming up this year. So we'll see how it all plays out. As they say, us humans, we make plans and then God steps in. So I just let it be and let it go and let it flow. Anyway, guys, I will end the video here, because this is basically the same position I'll be in pretty much the rest of the day. So I will see you guys on the next video.
Got everything torn out, and in the next video, I think that I'll have it completely cleaned up and ready to go and ready to start